This is the biggest Malayalam film, not just because of the budget, which is high, but also because of the star cast, the top names of the industry coming together. Like if this same film was made by any other film industry, we would be terming it as a masterpiece. But just because the standard and expectations from Malayalam cinema is too high, this film doesn't match that. So let's talk about what works and doesn't in Patriot. Hello guys, I'm Nona Prince, and there were high expectations from this film since it was announced. Mahesh Narayanan as a director who's so good at compelling storytelling. The big M's of the industry, Mammootty and Mohanlal coming together after 18 years. Over that, we have Fahadh Faasil, Kunchacko Boban, Nayanthara, Revathi, Darshana Rajendran, and so many more. The trailer looked fantastic and you couldn't wait what they have cooked. Now let's clear out what the film actually is. It's a full-on commercial mainstream Malayalam film which is celebrating its heroes, but not just through style but also substance, backed by the plot. And overall, it is a fun watch. There are a lot of cool moments to enjoy. The aim of the film is very clear from the start. They wanted to go pan-India with this. And you can note that from the interviews also of the cast and crew. With this film, they wanted to go big. They were even discussing to cast a North Indian actor. So when you understand that and look at the film in those terms, they have done a solid job. Watching the film, I could feel that the audience who have grown up watching these actors, watching them in such a cool looking portrayal would give them a different high altogether. Even in my theatre with a very small audience, there was a lot of cheering and whistling. Technically, the film is just outstanding. I was just blown away by the visuals. The way the film looks, the footage they have shot, the amount of coverage they had to do. I'm sure they had around 300 to 400 hours of footage. Maybe they used some green screen shots or create some sets, but I could never notice it. You could see the various real locations they went and shot with real crowds, be it the metro, the airport, the station, the market. Everything looked so good and real. You could see where the amount of money is spent. Whenever characters are in public, for a single shot there are so many camera angles because the film is dealing with espionage and surveillance. There'll be a close-up, there'll be a wide angle shot, there'll be CCTV footage. All of it is utilized, and the director has used the aesthetics from his film See You Soon also. This film does one of my favorite things, that every character in the film speaks the language they are supposed to. That is the true pan-India. The editing of this film will definitely give you a vibe of the Bond franchise from Hollywood. They literally created a style for such genre. You see those rapid cuts, which is very consistent throughout the film. Now, even in the action sequence, it's very choppy. It's too many cuts happening at once. And yes, sometimes it becomes difficult to follow what's really going on, but they still retain this style throughout. Talking about the action, I was so impressed. Like throughout the film, they have designed multiple set pieces which are very long. We have a full-on car chase sequence, a kidnapping at the airport, a whole sequence where the cat is running away from its followers. Then Mohanlal gets a scene which is just... Then we have full-on multi-level hospital ambush. And even in the climax, the scale is next level. There are so many extras in that scene. You know, the logistical nightmare behind making these scenes is just insane. And the film is full of them throughout. And none of these moments are random at all. All of them are very well thought out, designed and planned. Like the sheer craft at display was just brilliant. It just showed that we are no less than Hollywood. Even we can pull off international stuff like this. More than Dhurandhar, I feel this film puts YRF universe to shame. Because here you can make the direct comparison. Like this is how you shoot a modern espionage globe-trotter film. And with all of that, the best part is that all the cool, amazing moments given to the actors, all of it is backed by important plot points. It's not happening just for the sake of it, just to give the actor a cool moment which has no point in the film. Everything that happens is for a reason. Like there are so many points in the film, I was just in awe. But that didn't last very long. Now to get into the details, we will do a full-on spoiler live session on the channel, so do subscribe to get that. In this video, don't worry, I'll not reveal any spoilers. But now coming to the problems in the film. Now the topic the film is going for is not very common, especially in India. It needs a lot of explanation. And considering they want to take this film to the masses, they need to dumb it down a bit. Now in our country, privacy is a joke. So to make the audience care about that, it will take a lot of effort. And the film takes a long time to establish why this is a threat. Now because of this, there's a lot of exposition dump in the film, where things are just being over-explained. Like literally what we are seeing is being explained to us through dialogues. So the idea of show don't tell is out of the window. Now the film does a smart thing where they take a case which would make the audience care more about the issue by making it personal, making it about the honor of a woman. But even that doesn't last long because the film has so much going on. We have so many characters to deal with and we never get time to know them because the film is very much plot driven, not character driven. And because you have to finish the whole plot within this time limit, there is no time left to develop the characters. For the audience to know them. And thus the whole emotional resonance is missing in the film. Like the only full-fledged character we get to know in the film is Mammootty's, because he is the protagonist and the lead, and thus we spend more time with him, which is apart from the plot. Other than that, every other character is just in service of the plot. Maybe Mohanlal later at the end of the film gets some extra bit. And that is a sad thing, because you have such a talented cast with you. You would hope that each one gets justice. Something which we recently saw in Dhurandhar, where every actor gets to shine in some way or the other. But that's not the case here. Because of lack of time, many things in the film are implied, not by action but by reference. Like if we have a corrupt politician character, we have to assume he's a bad guy. He would do the worst things, because that's what a corrupt politician would do, not because the film is telling us that. We have a nepo kid businessman, so we have to assume he's a bad guy, not because we get to know that through the character in the film. And if you stay up to date in life, what's happening around you, there are some inspirations from real incidents also, which again is done for that reference, not for the action. And because all of this, the film totally relies on the talented actors they have casted to do the job. But doesn't matter how talented they are, they barely get screen time to do anything. Like literally some of them can be termed as cameos and special appearances. And that is why their characters don't translate at all. I recently watched that promotional hangout interview the cast and the director did, and there was this running joke that other actors' scenes are cut down and it's movie about Mohanlal and Mammootty. And after watching the film, I'm wondering, was that really true? Because Revathi only has 3 scenes in the film in total. I had literally forgotten that Nayanthara is in the film until she shows up in the second half. Like Fahadh Faasil. If it's not clear by that thing, I'm a big Fahadh Faasil fanboy. And I was really wondering, why did he do this film? And you do get an answer to that by the end of the film, but that was just too late. Like I literally have zero understanding of his character in the film. I don't know his what, I don't know his why. Like you can divide his whole runtime into half. 50% he was just shouting, another 50% he was just blabbering exposition. That's it. More than anything else, that was my biggest disappointment. And it was not the case that it was a badly written character or he didn't perform well. Literally a big chunk to get to know his character is missing in the film. There's literally no emotional connect with any character or moment. Let me take an example here. The Marvel film Captain America Civil War. If you've seen that film, the first scene is in 1991 where Winter Soldier attacks a car. We have no idea who's in the car, who is he attacking. And we go back to the same scene 3 times throughout that film. Then the first scene of Tony Stark in the film is where through AI, he's reimagining the day his parents left him. And after that, he never saw them. And on his face, you can see a regret that if he had stopped them that day or had gone with them, things would have been different. So you understand where the character is. And when at the end that reveal happens, when we get to know Winter Soldier actually killed Tony Stark's parents, that is shocking and has a big lasting impact. And at that moment, we understand each character and where they are coming from. We feel emotionally the same thing the character is going through. Now just imagine that first scene with Tony Stark is not there in the film. We never see that first shot of Winter Soldier. And directly in the climax, we get this reveal. It will not have the same impact. That's the same thing that happens with Patriot. Now in the last 30 minutes of the film, we reach a point where I had no clue what's going on. I'm literally wondering why these characters are doing this. What is the objective of this? Why what I'm seeing on screen is happening? It literally felt like I missed an hour of the film in the middle. And that made me wonder if this film should have been a series, because there's so much content that it cannot be put together in 3 hours. Maybe this is what Dhurandhar would have felt if it was just one single film. See, Patriot is not a bad film at all. I can never say that. But is it a good film? I don't know the answer to that. Watching the film, I still had a lot of fun. Seeing Mammootty and Mohanlal playing these jaded characters, the meta commentary between them and the new actors coming up. There are so many good written action set pieces. And I know the theatre experience of watching this film with fans, with a packed house, would be really good. But by the end, the film doesn't leave you with a big emotional impact, which makes you come back to a film. Now we'll definitely do a detailed spoiler discussion about this film, so do join me for the discussion. Until then, you can check out the top Hindi reviewer talking about Malayalam cinema. Let me know your thoughts about the film in the comments below, and I will see you next time.